Welcome into the FanSpeak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me tonight is absolutely nobody. I am dropping my last two Best Ball Mania V Drafts solo. Andrew has another night off. It was the best ball summer, but it was always the summer of vacation for Mr. Andrew. He's off at Mr. Jake Wiles' wedding. Congratulations, Jake. Namaste. Congratulations to the missus. Jake can stack. Jake knows how to stack. And where I come from, that means a lot. So you got yourself a keeper there. The man's already got himself a badge. You got a badge, bro. Someone who knows how to stack. I mean, what else could you ask for other than a nice down-to-earth gentleman, right? However, folks, we've got plenty of business to cover here. We've got two live Best Ball Mania drafts to finish up here. We're literally at 98% fill rate. We started all the way down, less than half of percentage fill. And we're taking it all the way down to the wire, literally as close as we can get. Not going to risk it going into tomorrow. So we are, going to jump into two drafts here. We got to get them loaded up. I'm going to get this. I guess we'll just do it from the phone first, and then we'll always, try to rebound with the on-screen stuff. Let's see here. And we are in. Going to be a lot easier to just pull up now. 7 of 12 filled. Feel free to jump in. Snipe my picks. Don't snipe my picks. All good either way. Whichever way the wind blows, I'm always nice and steady. Snagging ADP, stealing ADP. My last draft, I was just messing with people taking all sorts of picks ahead of ADP just because, the board is getting wonky. So I just said, screw it. I'll start taking my stacks. Someone sniped me on a Jared Goff and Amon Ra and David Montgomery stack earlier. Was not happy about that. One pick off. Another top 5 pick to close here. If you've been watching all summer long, you've seen us just living in the 5 to 8 spot, getting a lot closer to the 2s and 3s here the last 20 or so drafts. Yesterday was just a behemoth of 2s, 3s, and 1s. This is a 5. Earlier today, I had a 3. Just been very fortunate on the upfront draft pick capital to finish the contest here. Been very grateful to that. Been very grateful all of you who have also been following along. Shout out our guys like Mike Robb, D-Lou Tomsky, Murray Lime. I know he's been jumping in here recently. Tyler's always jumping in. Pat's been a big supporter. Anybody else that I'm forgetting, definitely not, unworthy. Just also, thinking about a couple of draft picks here. If I want to take more, Amon-Ra St. Brown, been taking so much more of him, so much more to finish the contest as well. Again, with the premium pick, just take your guys. CD Lamb going first. All right, getting spicy right out of the gate here. Right out of the gate. Let's get the board pulled up. We got the fresh overlay in there. More Amon-Ra St. Brown, CMC at 2, Tyreek Hill, Chase, and Amon-Ra to Bruni. Let's go. See if I recognize anybody in here. Lego Batman sounds familiar. That's all I got. Let's take a look at BBMDB. Hopefully it doesn't slow the stream down too much, but would be nice to see how we're looking here. Maybe in the last 24 hours, I feel like we'd have some pretty significant movement. Usually the 24-hour clock, there's not a whole lot to it, but last 24 hours, see Samaje P. Ryan up 10 spots. Crazy. No thanks. Oh, Jamie jumping in. Look at this smart guy. Yeah, I get by. Yeah, it does look just like it. I got it up there for you, Mike. Don't you worry. Yeah, Samaje P. Ryan up 10 spots. Jordan Mason up 6. Malik Washington up 4. OBJ starting off on the pup, I believe. Marshawn Lloyd, nice little uptick. Let's see who's going down. I can also zoom in a little bit for the screen. There we go. go. Justin Fields, of course, Elijah Mitchell, Jahan Dotson falling. I don't understand that. I mean, he's in a much better offense, less target share, but a much better handcuff. If you're waiting an injury, same thing in DC. If Terry McLaurin got hurt, of course, his production would be a lot better. Same thing really with the Eagles. One injury, and you get much more exposure to key production, specifically in the red zone there. Big target down there. Been getting a lot more him. Dame Pierce, he's falling 2.5 spots. Ricky Pearsall, Tim Patrick. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Let's see how it's going here. I'm going to be up in 4 picks. Marvin Harrison's falling. Is that right? About 3 spots. Yeah, just 3 spots for Marvin Harrison. Derrick Henry going at 15. That's fun. That's always good. Just, pulling them up because you're not going to get them in the 3rd or 4th round at that spot. So, if you want them, go get them. I'm going to take a combination of either Deebo Samuel or Nico Collins here. Only 4% Nico. Probably want to get a little more of him. I did just have a draft where I just did Deebo, and I'm going to get 5% Olave. I'd rather have a little bit more Deebo. Mind you, we're going to do, 2 drafts. So we might take a couple of different directions. I will say that bully tight end here the last day or so. Been a lot of fun. Feel like I've been messing with the rooms a little bit more. No, Mike, I haven't. The balance there on the screen, that's for my remaining entries. Actually, that doesn't even look up to date. It should be, let's see if I hit the refresh button. There it is, 2550. So, after this, we'll have the account cleared. We can take a look at next week. All right. Let's get this done first. Big project. This Best Ball Mania 5, especially on the old purse, on the old wallet. But yeah, no, next week we're rolling right into the regular season. Monday, Andrew and I are going to do an episode where we're kind of covering battle royale strategies and just, underdog DFS strategies in general. Wednesday, we'll do some battle royale drafts. And then Friday, we'll be getting into our betting show. So full slate for you guys coming up on week 1, NFL season. Just that time of the year. Feels so good. Feels so good. One more week. And we got football in Brazil. It's going to be great. I guess. Spread was sharing something about like wildfires potentially affecting like the game, like they might want to get it, done with pretty quick or early or something like that. Or I don't know. I guess if like there's really bad air pollution, they could, move the time of the game or something weird could happen. Betting neutral sites is always, not fun in my opinion. Unless it was like, the Rams and the Chiefs, I think like Mexico City, that was kind of a hoo-ha. All right, so we're looking at Malik Neighbors, 4%, Mike Evans, 13, Devontae Smith, 5. We're probably going Neighbors or Smith here. We'll go Neighbors because I don't mind him as my 3rd receiver. I've had a lot of builds where I'm starting off as Mike Evans with my 2nd, DK Metcalf as my 2nd, DJ Moore. That glaring 1% of Tank Dell. I am unapologetic. I'm sorry. Can't do it. Wide receiver 1s, quarterback 1s, tight end 1s, all just floating around this ADP. I can't do it. Too expensive. I think any of the Brazilian gangsters will kill any of the players? I don't think so. But, I think that the players are going to, I'll just say this, they're going to dabble with the culture. I'll say that. I'll leave it at that. That's what I'll say. I think the players are going to enjoy their little trip, get a game on Friday. I mean, do they get to do anything? I would hope they get to go there at least for like a day or something, to just like, hang out. But the thing about these wildfires is, I was saying like Sao Paulo is like a polluted city anyways. I didn't know, or I guess this just went under my radar. I just assumed when they said the game was going to be played in Sao Paulo that the game would be played indoors because the city has terrible air pollution. It's awful. They always have smog, like all the time. And now I've apparently was informed that the game is being played outdoors or in an outdoor stadium. I'm just like, get some bad wind. Get some bad wind up in there. And, it's just, get all sorts of badness up in your face. You know what I mean? Put the masks on the players. Like, what are they going to do? They both wear the same colors. I think they'll figure something out. Maybe someone's doing some all whites or something, or some blacks. Eagles, they can rock the blacks. I could see the Packers doing the yellow or yellowish green, whatever it is, vomit yellow, and white tops. Maybe something like that. I think the Eagles are the home team, so maybe they do a darker color. I don't know. I think they'll handle that. I think they'll get that figured out, Jamie. I think they'll be all right. Coming up here in 6 picks. So far, 0 RB. The way I've been playing this is right now just double tapping tight end, any double elite of the sort. I kind of feel like doing it again. I kind of feel like it. It just kind of forces me to take a few more shots in the dark at receiver, because typically I'm always like super safe floor at receiver, and I'm always just like really building, that deep stable, where I'm getting a lot of guys in the later rounds with like safe target floors. Like, I'm not scared of Adam Thielen. I know, Andrew, if you're watching, if you and Jake are sitting there, in the corner, with the headphones on at the table, if you guys are somehow sneakily in this draft coaching somebody, I'm still taking Adam Thielen. I'm sorry. The value is just insane what you get for a guy that's, still probably going to have like 120 targets this year. Kind of stupid. But again, going bully tight end, it forces me to, take a few more risks, go after guys like Pearsall, kind of who I mentioned was falling a little bit. Someone I'm liking it a little bit of a dip. Going to be practicing this week. Are they going to give me Michael Pittman right here? Hard for me to say no to Michael Pittman. It's like 4th in targets last year. So what? This year he finishes 10th. Whoa, terrible. They're going to run the ball so much. Yeah, I got to take Michael Pittman here. Even at 19%, I can't say no. My other options there, ETN at 6%, Kelsey 6%. I just have elite tight end, like pretty built out. I can pull up my exposure here. Like Evan Ingram, I believe, is my most exposed tight end. And then I have, Trey McBride up there. I know Mark Andrews I think is inside the top 10. Let's see here, exposure. Yeah, so Evan Ingram and Trey McBride and Jake Ferguson. 1, 2, 3. Yikes. Look out. 18% Ingram, 14% McBride, 13.5% Ferguson. Like, you guys are all in big, big trouble. I'm sorry. That's not good for you all. Man, I didn't know that. Yes. Boner Best Ball Mania 5. Bonuses are boners. Tyler, you been enjoying any bully tight end as of late? It feels so good to do right now. It just, I've been telling these folks, it just feels like the way. I'm going to have to do it again here. I already have the 4 receivers, and they're going to give me Mark Andrews or Dalton Kincaid. I'll just go Kincaid because I just want more. I only have 5%. I've been saying I want more. I have 10% Andrews, so maybe I can balance that out. Kyle Pitts comes back to me. I might just have to do it. I might have to do it. Or even Evan Ingram again, because, screw it. It just feels so good. Feels so safe. Makes me feel nice and warm and cozy when I go to bed at night. Like, I'm just not risking my tight ends this year. I'm just like an extra 34 minutes of sleep every night. It's great. Yeah, sound strategy. As long as you got a name for it, right? Like, oh, this guy went hyper fragile. It's not for me, but it's a strategy. It's out there. People are doing it. But is it for you? I don't know. I like to try them all. I like to play with them. But yeah, 0041. Been pretty regular. Past couple of days. 0042. We'll see. 9 picks up here. Let me take a look at the clear board, see if anything pops up at me. Did I get neighbors at a fall? Yeah, 5 spots. All right. Okay. Got neighbors 5 spots, and then Pittman 6. Oh, Debo 4. Who's counting? Who's? I wasn't keeping up with it. That's for sure. Dalton Kincaid 1. But hey, who's counting? Just sucking up all that ADP. Just. There goes Kyle Pitts. Ike Fam 4. Figuring it out. Don't let him slip. I mean, the last team I just did before this, I just looked at it and said, like, what did they allowed me to do this. Like, it's been fun. I'm really enjoying myself. These pretzels are making me thirsty. That's right. Who was the director that they were trying to get in with? New York guy. Really into Diet Pepsi. It's gonna drive me nuts. It's gonna drive me nuts. Do we just want to get another receiver, or do we want to go 19% Evan Ingram? We're gonna pump the bees. We'll probably go David Montgomery, pair him up with Amon-Ra. That's something else that's been happening semi-frequently for me. Montgomery, 10%. It kind of feels too low, to be honest. Woody Allen. There you go, Jamie. You nailed it. Woody Allen loves Diet Pepsi and underage kids. From what I've heard. I'm not sure. Gossip mill. This isn't confirmed facts. But pretty sure he got ran out of town, if I remember correctly. All right. Monty, right at ADP, right on time. One pick before. Neighbors, 4%, mixed in with some of these anchors that I have. Pittman, Amon-Ra. Yeah. Up in 3. Kamara looks like a good pick here if he falls. I don't think he will. This Yeti dog and Dro 907. They need a running back. I think one of these guys might go Kamara. But golly, if Evan Ingram falls to me. They're just begging me to do it. And there he goes. Get him, Yeti dog. Somebody's watching. I see you. We do get a little more Alvin Kamara. James Conner, 3%. I'll take more Alvin Kamara. Sorry. I have a lot more Trey Benson. Waiting for that domino to fall. Unfortunately, that domino could be James Conner's ACL. MCL. Hip flexor. I don't know. But I got a lot more Trey Benson. Yeah, Kamara 5 picks after ADP. Again, just giving me more and more ADP value. I love it. 5 spot feels like the 7 spot. My goodness. Lighten up, Francis. JSN. Kind of like that build. Brees Hall, Waddle, Moore, Higgins, Pickens, Adunze. It's a good. I like that, Francis. Yeah, Francis, you're on to something there, buddy. 10161 or sorry, 0160. Goodness gracious. This last week, I mean, I was just saying a lot more Montgomery. I've got him up to 11%. He was under 10%, so I've got him into double digits, so that's good. Again, I've been getting the top 5 picks really frequently, so more Amon-Ra, more Tyreek, more CD, more CMC. Getting that those elite starts. Trying to think of anyone that I've been like paying up for, like, oh, you know, I'll buy ahead of ADP. I think when I'm going like 0 RB, a lot of like Justice Hill, he lands on my roster. When I'm waiting on running back, he's into the double digits for sure. Ben Sinnott, I've just been trying to get a little bit more of. I said that his ADP and Zach Ertz would, you know, just kind of bump heads with each other, and that appears to have finally happened. So I've, you know, declared it the time to buy. Obviously, much better than like his, you know, I think at one time it was like round 8 or something crazy, something like that. And I had no shares of that situation whatsoever. But I think like earlier in the week I did a stack where I did like Mark Andrews. No, it wasn't Andrews. I think it was Kincaid, because they wouldn't have had the same buy. I think it was Kincaid, and then I did Ertz and Sinnott to finish the draft with a 3 tight end build. Yeah, Amon-Ra, very safe floor. Yeah, I like Justice Hill. They like him a lot. He's going to have touches, have some steady role, I'm going to imagine. They just don't have a lot of weapons at receiver, so I just have to imagine the way that they operate. They run the ball a lot. He's going to get his fair share. 92, 105. Thinking about paying for Purdy here. I think I'm going to do that. I'm doing this because the last few times where I've done like a Debo and an Amon-Ra, or an Ayuk and Amon-Ra, I'm getting Purdy at his value. I don't really mind up buying him, because I mean it's the 49ers offense. Just, you know, no dissimilar to the Dolphins. You know, you want pieces no matter what they are, tight ends, running backs, whatever it is. Like you want every bit of it, because you know they're going to score points. QB6 from last year, very safe floor. Not concerned, right? The issue when I'm doing this stack is someone keeps sniping me on Jared Goff. It's kind of pissing me off. So I'm just going to go get it. Again, I can navigate going a little bit deeper on running back. I already have 2 guys, Monty, Kamara. Let's see what we're thinking about at tight end. Might be the pick here, because I know I can wait definitely one more round for Goff for sure. And then if not, then we can pivot off of that and we can figure out, you know, what else we want to stack there. But I'm thinking a tight end here, or a receiver. I have a lot of Khalil Shakir, a lot of Wicks, not a lot of Rashid Shaheed. But these guys are a little bit farther down the board. So I'm thinking Njoku or Bowers. I know Bowers is back at practice. Bowers has a bring back with New Orleans. That helps with Kamara. Shamalaba ding dong. What do we want to do? Only 3% Caleb, but that 3% may have came in like the last week. And I'm a Bears fan. I'm just scared. Plus, there's just much safer quarterback ADP overall. We're gonna go Snapdragon. Let's go Brock. We don't have enough Brock. Spread will be proud. And I'll stop. I mean, you got a nice little fall from Brock too. 7 spots. Big theme of this draft, boys. Big theme of this draft here. Who is your no soup for you? No soup for you. It's, you know, typically Christian Watson, but, you know, I think I have more Christian Watson than I even want to have. Only 2.7%. That's okay. That's not as bad as I thought. the other Watson I looked up, Deshaun Watson, also 3.4% because, not a fan. Sorry, Jamie. Sorry. Not a Deshaun guy. But no, let's just go to the bottom of the barrel here, and I can tell you exactly who these guys are. So let's see. Brian Thomas. I only have one share of that. My co-host Andrew would be sick. Like that might make him throw up. I have one share of Juju Smith-Schuster. So that's what I think of Brian Thomas. It's not that I think he's bad. I just, I've never favored his ADP. It's a little bit of a higher cost in an offense that I think is going to spread the ball out. Let's see. Tank Dell. Also one share. Like I said, too expensive for his ADP earlier in the show. QB ones, wide receiver ones, tight end ones. Way too many prized possessions at his ADP, in my opinion. Tucker Kraft. Just kidding. Also one share, just Tucker Kraft. Let's see. Trying to think of some other big names here. I've got 3 shares of Dylan Loeb. So what's that say about Brian Thomas? Just saying. Just kidding. Let's see. Blake Corum, only 2.7%. I think that's very opposite of the public. And overall, I don't think I have a lot of Kyren either. I just don't have a lot of that backfield. Yeah, only 3.7 or 3.4% Kyren, and then Corum is 2.7. So we're like under 7% for the Rams backfield. And I'm okay with that because I'm making it up elsewhere. Deshaun Weinstein sucks. Yeah, well, you're closer to the situation than I am. That's for sure. So, man, talk about just burning cash over there. I mean, man, that's a weird situation there in the old Cleveland. 125, we're at 116. We're going to wait. We're going to risk it to biscuit. Risk it for the biscuit. We like to gamble. Oh, man, but this guy's got 0 here. Will this guy take Jared Goff with no correlation? What about Joel? Joel's got the Joel might be a smart guy. I don't know. He's got CMC with a week 17 bring back and Ayuk week 17 bring back. I don't trust it. So, and he may have been mad that I already had Purdy. You know what I mean? So I had to do it. But would you just look at it? Week 17, baby. Brock Purdy, Jaron Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Debo Samuel. Living by the Bible book, baby. Living by the book. The Best Ball Mania Bible. Read it. Learn it. Live it. Yeah, feel pretty good. Looking at this thing, just like, scrolling up and down, going, they're letting me do this again? It's not like this isn't draft, 149. Would you just look at it? You tell him, Tim D, would you just look at it? I mean, it feels really good. That being said, we need a receiver, guys. Let's hope Jacoby Myers falls. Let's go here now. Let's get some more fallers going here now. Oh, look at 6 receivers. Perfect storm. Jacoby Myers. Let's go. Let's get that 9 to a 10%. Jacoby Myers, really underrated. He's averaged like 10 fantasy points per game for like the last 3 seasons in half-point PPR. Look it up. It's crazy. It's nuts. What? Boo, Yeti dog. Boo. That being said, I mean, maybe we just throw in a Donnie Mitchell with Michael Pittman and just say, fuck it. Fuck it. Let's ride. Let's do some weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? Gus Edwards with Monty, Kamara, Eckler. I already have 22%. Do we want to do that again? Honestly, it's Eckler or Adonai for me. I'm going to do Eckler. Screw it. I just believe in Austin Eckler so much. It's so hard for me to not get him as my 3rd or 4th RB. That being said, I've also got him as my 4th and 5th a lot. It's not that I need to. It's that I just have to. That's that safe pass catching floor. They got rid of Jayon Dotson. It just clears even more concrete path to production and targets and opportunity. And God, please, let's go, Eck. Let's go. He will get a very, very good donation to the Eckler Foundation if he's a top 5 RB this season. I guarantee you. I guarantee it. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it, Jamie. Don't you do it. Yeah, Tim. I don't know, man. These people are just crazy. They just let me do all this awesome stuff. They just don't know who they're dealing with. It's kind of like that scene in Rounders where like all the professionals are at the table. You know what I mean? And then like all like the out of towners just kind of roll in, like kind of hungover. They've been partying all night. They want to play some cards. I got pocket sevens. Let me ride. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's the casuals or what, but I'll tell you, 2 weeks ago, it didn't feel like this. It felt like I was like on the edge of my seat at all times. Like the ADP was fast and wild, but like the last 15 drafts to close for some reason have just been easy breezy. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Just like the stages of best ball summer were just so back and forth, so up and down. I mean, early on, I do have to say the ADP was just super friendly. The stackability, the unique builds, I think, are definitely still like in the first, 30 to 40% of the teams that I drafted, just because you had the freedom to really, go nuts. Like when you were getting Deontay Johnson in the 8th round, guys like that. Braylon Allen was going in the 18th round, even like the value guys, he's up to like round 13, round 14. I guess Dame Pierce has kind of always gone in that range. I think Brandon Cooks at one point, he was going at like round 14 or 15. He is falling as of late. He's at 126 right now, but he was a lot higher. I mean, he's kind of battling an injury too, but the ADP has just been all over the place. And at different points, the competition's been more stiff or more difficult, I'll say. But for the most part, the start of the competition and definitely this last 15 drafts, so like last 10%, it's been wheels up. It's been wheels up. 2, 3, 4, 2 going into pick 12. We definitely want to get a receiver here. 3% Jalen Polk. I'm okay pulling the trigger on that. Josh Downs, Xavier Legette, Adam Thielen backing that up. We are a little thin here. It's definitely not recommended to go this thin at receiver, this deep. But again, I've done this a few times. This year specifically, 140, 147, 148, 148. I think we'll be all right. It would be nice if we got Brandon Cooks here just because it's a huge fall and he would be our 5th guy. 14 picks past ADP. But oh boy, it's going to keep him at the top of the board at 25%. I was trying to get that number down. I would like Jalen Polk. If Jalen Polk can fall into my lap, then we'll go with Jalen Polk. I also like Demario Douglas. Man's name is Pop for a reason. I mean, I have 7%, between the both of them. 4% Douglas, 3% Polk, 15% Dotson. I still believe in Dotson. A lot of this is from, his late round value as a commando. There goes Polk. Freddie gets some. You know what? I might kind of want to even push a little farther. I kind of want Jalen Wright. I want Jalen Wright here. Just because I trust myself to play the receiver game, but there's so much depth here at running back. I wonder if there's anyone I want to pull up the board. We will. Okay, we'll take Brandon Cooks. He's right there. We were going to take Brandon Cooks. It auto picked for me. We got caught monologuing. But that's fine because I was literally about to say we'll take Brandon Cooks and we'll take Jalen Tolbert too. Let's see. I don't trust any of the Pat skill players. They could be in tank mode the next couple of years. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you just take your little bit of shots. So if I pull up my Patriots here, let's see, Stevenson 5. Yeah, it's very little. Like Stevenson 5%, Polk 3, Douglas 4, Henry 3, Gibson 7. That Gibson 7, probably 4 of that is in like the last month, because he's just falling so much. And you just have to imagine they're going to throw the ball, and like you said, they're going to be bad. They're going to be playing from behind. But that's it. Like at 7%, he's my most exposed, and that feels a little rich. But 2% May, 3% Baker, 3% Henry, 4 Douglas, 3 Polk, 5 Stevensons. Really spread out. You want to take a look? Let's take a look at the Lions. Lions 16, Gibbs 3. Just that ADP too expensive for me. I prefer Taylor. I prefer Barkley. I prefer Henry over him. Even Travis Etienne, I still prefer over Gibbs. Like there's just guys at the position at a better value. But still, Monty 11% and Gibbs at 3%. You've got almost 15% of the backfield, which feels pretty good for a backfield that's going to score a lot of touchdowns, specifically rushing touchdowns. Do we want to go Ray Davis here? Xavier Legette. We are going to go Xavier Legette, I think, or is Tolbert there? Is Tolbert? I think someone may have taken Tolbert. Yep, someone took Tolbert. We got to make a pick here. We're going to go Xavier Legette to just balance out our Deontay and our Thielens. I'll be willing to do a Thielen double stack, like same thing I would have done with Cooks and Tolbert if he does fall, and that's certainly never abnormal. We're coming up to his ADP in 4 picks, and I'm up in 13, so he could easily fall to that. Let's see what else we need here. We're good at tight end. We're going to QB, so we're really just filling out this 3 and 6 at receiver and running back. We're probably just doing a classic 2-6-8 here. Just we could do a 2. I don't really want to do a 2-7. I think based on how long we waited after Pittman, we probably need to get to 8 receivers. It's a nice thought, but I think we need to do it. So I wouldn't mind double stacking, maybe like Carolina and Legette. We could also go after like some McMillan or Arizona to pair with him, like a nice little Greggy Dortch. Just bumping into your lap. So we got some options here. Neighbors with like a Slayton. I'm good with that. Debo with like a Malik. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing. Take a look here. Anything fun? Chuba Hubbard in round 13 is just such a good value. Q Jamie Jonathan Brooks comment. Do. Jordan Mason in round 13. If you don't have him stacked, I'm sorry. Like I think that's too early. If you can get him stacked up with Purdy or just anybody, just getting a San Francisco build, I think maybe 14's okay. But without any correlation to that offense, it's round 15 or later for sure. Let's see. Douglas goes. McMillan's off the board. Like an interesting pick here. Probably need to go receiver unless we maybe get a fall for a running back. Up in 6 picks, Thielen may be there. It's just crazy how often he falls. Excuse me. We could go for a Pearsall late round bring back. Just really invest in that Detroit and Niners week 17. We could even get Tim Patrick up in there if we wanted to get crazy with it. If we wanted to get freaky, 2, 3, 6, 2, 1, 6, 4. Musgrave is falling. That's interesting. I have 10% Musgrave. I think he's going to have a good year. Just needs to stay healthy. Really, anything is possible with the Packers offense. Does prefer Quorum and have Benson over Brooks in Dynasty. Nice. I like Trey Benson a lot. I have more, like I said, a lot more Trey Benson than someone took Thielen, I believe. Yep. Okay. I think we might get Greg Dortch down here just because we have 15% Jayon Dotson. See, this is where I'm just like, I'm in the weeds and I just don't care. I can just do whatever with the ADP. I'm not really concerned. Antonio. Yeah, we're going to do some more Greg Dortch. Toss it with Carolina. Bring back. Okay. Right. Okay, that feels good. What do I have of Marvin Harrison, I wonder? I took Marvin Harrison earlier. So a lot of Cardinals here. Yeah, 10% Harrison, 14% McBride, 11% Kyler, like that. 9% Benson, 3% Connor. So 12% overall. Feel good about that. 4% Wilson, 7% Dortch, 5% Zay Jones. Man, who knew Zay Jones was beating up ladies, man? Who knew? I had no idea. He got suspended like 5 games, I think. I wonder if he even I don't know, comes back. Because that's not a good look, right? Zones. I wrote zones. Zay Jones. Zones. 5%. Man, that sucks. 5 weeks, 5%. Dude's beating up ladies. Not cool. Not cool. Jamie knows. Talking about Hubbard can cut into Brooks. I just assume, water and oil. 2372. We should probably get a running back here. What pick 163? We're at 173. Do we want to take Khalil Herbert? 10 picks after ADP, or do we want to get more Antonio Gibson, Marshawn Lloyd? I think we just wait, and I think we go Ricky Purcell. Screw it. Just buy in. Leggett, Dortch, Purcell. It's not my favorite way to end the draft, but it's different. It's not what I'm used to doing, that's for sure. What do I have of Debo? Yeah, Debo 8%, Purcell 3%. See what I have on Ayuk. I'll just look at 49ers in general. 49ers, 7% CMC, 8% Debo, 9 Ayuk, 3 Kittle, 10% Purdy, just 1% Mason. That's only 1 share. I don't know why they're even giving me. Or no, I do have 2 shares. That's right. I do have 2 shares. Purcell 3, Mitchell 2%. Dunk. Garendo 1%, Jennings 1%. Hopefully that makes up for the Elijah Mitchell 2% somehow, some way. I don't know. Same thing, I guess. Yeah. So the combination of Mason, Garendo, and Jennings counterbalances the Mitchell. Woo! That's the math I'm rolling with. Keep in mind, we do have a second draft coming up here. So if you want to get into the second draft, we're now at pick, 15-11. So we're going to be coming up on the end of this draft here pretty soon. I've already told you what I like to do. I've given you the playbook, how to just run me over. Jump in, have fun, steal my picks. We'll have a good time. It's kind of like Ronda Rousey asking Turtle to step into the MMA ring. She's like, hey, come on in. Won't hurt you. I'll be gentle. Not. We need running backs, preferably with all 3 of our last picks. So let's just, clear the board and let's just talk about it. Let's just, we're up in 6 picks. We should probably have a good idea. Breaking down our late round exposure here. We've got 9% Lloyd, 6% Tracy, 5% Bigsby, 13% Hill, 3% Estime, 4% Carson Steele. You know when that 4% is coming from. It wasn't coming from June. That's like literally all this last week. 18% Dane Pierce, pumping the bees. 3% Roshan Johnson. That's right, Jamie. That's 3, not 30. 3% Roshan. That's the appropriate exposure. Well, look at that. Look at that Dalvin Cook, 2%. We're doing big things out here. We're doing big things. Alexander Madison, 8%. We get a good amount of him. Elijah Mitchell, like we already talked about. Keaton Mitchell's only at 1%. That was a dart. I guess we didn't get Trey Sermon. I thought that we did. I don't know what's up with that, but it says we don't have any. Could have sworn that we did draft some Trey Sermon, but apparently not. Maybe we need to do that. Let's see, 2% Laub. All these other guys, 2%, 2% Gainwell, 1% Cordell, 1% Deuce Vaughn. Look at all these 1% for Deneric Prince. What's happening? Something's happening. I'm going to hit the refresh button because it looks like something bad's about to happen to this thing. I don't know what's going on. But I don't know if you guys saw that, but Deneric Prince's percentage exposure was going nuts. It was freaking out. Do we want more Marshawn Lloyd here? How about no? We need somebody. We're going to go with Tyrone. What you know about Tyrone? A little bring back with Malik. Our guy, Malik. Baltimore, Atlanta, Indy. Maybe we mix in Justice Hill. Maybe it happens. But we're not making him that pick right there. We don't need to. I'd let Ronda Rousey throw me around as well. Zay Jones. I think he really messed up at that hotel years ago when he was on the Bills. I have no idea. It went completely under the radar, the whole Zay Jones thing. Somebody told me about it at my at one of my home league drafts, and I was like, huh? No shit. I stopped drafting him months ago, but it was just because I was like, all right, I got 5%. I'm good. Like, whatever. It's like, give me some 5% Zay Jones. Give me some 5% Michael Wilson. Someone else I'm probably forgetting. Oh, Greg Dortch we have 7% of, but probably even someone else I'm forgetting there. So you're way too light on Roshan. The dingo ate your baby. The dango ate your baby. What's that? What did you say? The dango. It ate your baby. The dango is going to be Chuba Hubbard this year. Chuba Hubbard was on the winning roster. He's on Best Ball Mania for $3 million. Panther Rayanka's he was in his build. He's going to do it again. Back-to-back years. Just like how Christian Watson was on the winning roster of the regular season and the $3 million prize. That's insane. That's insane. I lose sleep over that. Monty, Kamara, Eckler, Tyrone, and Justice Hill. Those two have a week 16 bring back, Tracy and Hill. If they're in the driver's seats at that point. We are at 2582. Realistically, we can go any way we want here. I mean, I'm good with this stable of running backs. Monty, Kamara, Eckler, Tracy, Hill. I'm fine with that. We may honestly want to do a 9th receiver here just because, I like the top 4. I like, ARSB, Debo, Malik Neighbors, Pittman. That's great. But this last 4 feels a little more suspect. And I have 24% of Brandon Cooks. I love Brandon Cooks, but he's also still nursing an injury. Like, dude, knock it off. Get out there. Run some drills. Hit some cones. Let's go. Let's hit some corners now. Let's run some fades now. Let's get the routes going here. Come on, Brandon Cooks. Let's go. Xavier Leggette's really just a safety handcuff to all my exposure to Thielen and Deontay Johnson. A lot of that. I have 4% Leggett to, what is it? My 17 plus 16% Deontay and Thielen combined. So, yikes. What is that, 33? Yeah, 4% to protect 33. Yeah, yikes. Misha Tate. I don't know about all that. I don't know about Misha Tate. Just saying. That's just me. Ugh. Quentin Johnston feels early. No, I'm just kidding. He's always a big faller. 186 to 205. I've got him with like the last 3 picks plenty of times. It's a little weird. I could get more Estime to protect my McLaughlin shares, or I could just take more Carson Steele. I believe in Carson Steele. Dude, it's hard, man. I'm just saying, like, he's not a soft running back. Dude's in your face. He's kind of like what, like the vibe I get from him is he's the Tyson Bagent of running backs. That's the type of vibe I'm getting from Carson Steele. You know, hopefully it's like Tyson Bagent meets CMC at this 4% here with the late round clicks, but that's yet to be seen. I'll take Dame Harris. You don't need to be CMC. You can just be Damian Harris in the Chiefs offense, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? In round 18, I'm down with that. I'm down with fastbacks in the Chiefs on the Chiefs roster. That's for sure. I might take more of them here. You know what? Actually, I might take some Roshan just for Jamie. Jamie showing up for draft 149. We only got the 3%. Let's see what happens. That'd be hilarious if someone sniped him. Someone just sniped him. Wow, Jamie. I was going to do it. But no. Francis 11 thinks he's a cool guy. Does he have? I mean, that was so random. He did a 3. Oh, yeah. What is it? Francis 3663. What are we doing here? Joe Burrow, Caleb Williams, Geno Smith, Brees, Moss, Chandler, Irving, Pirine, Johnson. Oh, gross, icky. I like my subpar people way more than your subpar people. My goodness. Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore, Higgins, Pickens, Odunze. JSN don't like the Odunze DJ pairing with just 6 receivers. Muth, Komet, Gesicki. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done like I think a Deontay with Leggett in a 6, and I don't like it. I definitely don't recommend it. And I would certainly critique myself just the same. Do we want to go Carson Steele and just go all in and just float out another dart into that Kansas City roster? He doesn't really have any bringbacks or anything. Cleveland, Houston, Pitt, 5 seconds. He's fast. He hits people hard. I like him. He's going to get punt returns, kick returns, whatever. I have 3% Jordan Mason, which scares me. No, I don't think so. Just don't keep. I'm not telling people to keep buying him. Like somebody was like, "Oh, you gotta get him now. You have to get him at round 12." I'm like, no. They could sign somebody off the street. Heck no, thank you. Isaac Garendo could just pop in there and just be a guy. No, thank you. It just scares me in general, the whole situation, if CMC goes down. Let's just keep CMC healthy. We'll just do that. We'll just keep CMC healthy. We'll use Debo as a RB2. As the RB2. Kind of like the Taysom Hill package. Get some Debo packages. You know what I'm saying? Whew, this team would love some Debo packages. My goodness. So we did 2-6-8-2 right on time. We'll break it down here really quick. Yeah. So Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, David Montgomery, Alvin Kamara, Austin Eckler, Tyrone Tracy, Justice Hill, Carson Steele, 6 RBs. No significant buy issues. We got 214s. That's all good. ARSB 5-5. Debo 4 picks after ADP. Malik Neighbors 5 picks after ADP. Michael Pittman Jr. 6 picks after ADP. Brandon Cooks 14 picks after ADP. Xavier Leggett right on time. And then we started taking folks a little randomly. Greg Dortch 12 picks ahead of ADP. Don't really mind when you get some of this other value. And then Ricky Pearsall 6 picks after ADP. Dalton Kincaid, Brock Bowers, little tandem there. Little tandem. You are the master of your domain. Thank you, Danielson. All right, let's run it back. This is it. Holy cow. This is the end. That's all I know. Skyfall song, but great song. One of my favorite Bond songs. One of my favorite Bond movies, Skyfall. Where is it? Now let's just do it from the phone. What are we talking about? Who are we kidding ourselves? The projections say I'm going to win. I'm just kidding. Wow, we took it to 98%. We took it to 98%, guys. Again, we started this less than 0.5% filled. Draft number 1, going all the way to 98%. I don't even know if they use a decimal at this point. We're not going to find out. we're just getting in our last one, and it feels good. Again, getting it done before the weekend. Don't have to sweat it out. Don't have to wake up early or in the middle of the night and be like, oh, they're at 98.4%. We gotta go. We gotta get in. We gotta go. No, we're taking it nice and easy into this last couple of percentage points here. We are in 2 more to start. Let's see what you guys got. Let's see what you got. Starts shortly. Let's go. Let's get soupy. No soup for you, soupy. Oh, by the way, we got the 101. Living in the top 5, closing it down. Number 150, 101. Underdog knows. They just know. We're taking CMC, by the way. We're not getting cute. Pretty sure CD went number 1 in that last one. Is that Omega King? OGMC King? Maybe not. I don't know. Big Fat Frank. Great name, but don't know that person. Buffalo Blunts. Also cool name. I think BKDAE was in the last draft, but I don't know that person. Stewart. Oh, we're on the clock. We should probably make our pick. All right, CMC, let's go. Who else? No, don't know anyone. Unless you want to speak up in the chat. Some shrinkage with CMC. Not in the showers. And I don't think on the field either. I think if he's healthy, I mean, he's a guy that's going to get you 300 plus fantasy points and half-point PPR. Appropriately priced. You know what? I mean, what else can you say? I think it's all just a matter of health for, those top 3 guys, whether you're talking CMC, Bijan, Brees. I mean, even extend that to Saquon or Taylor or Henry. All of those guys have the opportunity to make, a bid for the best running back this year. If you want to talk about Achane and Gibbs, I'm all for the conversation, but in all practicality, they need at least an injury. And it doesn't have to be to a running back. It may need to be to a receiver or even a quarterback to be, overly relevant to the point where you can push, yourself into a situation to be the best running back in the league in a split backfield. Very, very difficult. You think back to, I guess last year you did have Gibbs and Monty both in the top 10. So, in all practicality, if you had Montgomery go down, then yeah, you could see Gibbs in that top 3 or top 2 conversation. But again, you need the dominoes to fall. You have to have some injuries and some key pieces out of the lineup consistently. Should we go hyper fragile to close it down? Should we just go 3 hard RBs here? Don't know if we'll be doing that. Don't know. Not for our last draft. Let's get the updated exposures here. Let's get those going. Don't want to be a percentage off on this last draft, right? Ten picks up. Oh man, being in the turn though is so tough. I've really come to love and be accommodated by the 7th pick, the 6th and 7th pick. Again, was there most of the year. Where? No. Cooks 23%, Eckler 21, Hubba Hubbard 20%, Jalil McLaughlin 20%. Michael Pittman 18.9. Let's go. Let's go. We just took all those dudes, by the way. We just took all those dudes. Bumping up those numbers. Could CMC fall to us again? Probably not, but that would be amazing. We could get Ayuk. Probably do get Ayuk. This guy's going to auto-pick Debo. Never mind. He auto-picked Barkley. There goes Debo to big, fat Frank Thomas. Take Roshan next pick. Do you want me to get the draft thrown out? Do you want me to have to do this again? Like, sorry, you don't get to max out. You picked Roshan in the second round. You dingus. Neighbors. Let's see. Do we get Ayuk here? Yeah, we're going to get Ayuk. And what do we want to do? Probably Olave and Ayuk. Yep. Olave. Where did you go, Ayuk? There you are. Just have a lot more Devontae Adams. We've got 17% of him. Only 5% Devonta Smith and 3% Kyron. That Eagles offense, man, just gets deeper and deeper. Adding Barkley did no wonders for Devonta Smith's value, in my opinion. And then they said, hey, we're going all in. Give us Jayon Dotson, too. Like, oh. Jayon Dotson is not Paris Campbell. Jayon Dotson is not Johnny Wilson. Like, ugh. Guys, that's a deep group. AJ Brown, Saquon, Goddard there as well. Like, good God. Jalen Hurts stealing all sorts of touchdowns, can easily steal 10 to 12 rushing touchdowns in that offense. That's going to be tough pickings, especially for touchdowns in that offense. Like I said, Jayon Dotson, he could have like a Brandon Cook season from last year where he only has like 6 touchdowns, but he only has like 30 some odd catches or 25 catches, Hopefully it's a lot more than that. Hopefully it is closer to what Brandon Cook had last year, like 50 plus catches, 8 receiving touchdowns, but still, like, even if he doesn't have a lot of volume, I think the efficiency is just going to be stupid because of the people around him. It's crazy. All right. Up in 16. A little bit of a ways to go. So let's pick 48, 49. Let's see who we are looking at and who we might be looking to fall. So we're in the turn. If we're feeling fruity, we can always go Lamar and Andrews, but not very original. I've done it a few times myself, and just about everybody else has as well. I'm thinking Trey McBride. That would be a great fall. I'd love him to land in my lap. I'd like more Trey. I'm okay taking more Dalton Kincaid just because, again, for like elite tight ends, he's someone that I've wanted more of. We just took him. He's at 5% now. Kyle Pitts is at 10%. So, I mean, the elite tight end to get would be Kincaid, and then McBride. Like I said, I wanted to get as close to 15% as possible. He is at 14.2. He's not going to make it, but we could get him very, very close. Get him at 14.5. He's going to be the most preferred pick to fall to me. Even if Kelsey fell and McBride were both there on the clock, I would take Trey. Only 6% Kelsey. I mean, they thought that they needed to go out and add Juju Smith-Schuster back to their team. Like, my goodness. Does that bode a lot of confidence to what they have already? I mean, I know Hollywood's hurt, but Hollywood's going to be back soon. He's not going to be gone that long. What are you going to do? Put Juju on the practice squad after that? Like, what's going to happen there? We will be drafting every Wednesday night, brother. We'll be doing battle royales. We're still drafting, so jump back in. We'll be able to crave that itch for you for sure. And talking our picks and betting on Friday nights. Let's see, up in 6 with a double pick. Yeah, again, would love McBride. Would love McBride, and I guess a receiver. Oh, we're looking at Terry, George, Amare, Xavier. Like a little more Xavier worthy. I'd like that. He's got 7%. Kirk's at 11. Ridley's at 19. So we're holding there probably at those two. Not really interested in running back right here. I'm anchoring right now with CMC, or at least that's the plan. We'll wait for like mid round, like maybe like just before like the Tony Pollard tier, or if we get Montgomery, because obviously that's a good bring back for week 17. Monty will be up at pick 69, so that's roughly like where we'd be picking. We would need him probably to fall a little bit, but that may not happen. We will probably have to do something else, but it could be an option. It could be there for us. Trey McBride gone off the board, so I think we are going to pass. We're going to pass on tight end here. Gosh, do I want more Dalton Kincaid though? I've been saying it. We are gonna not take Dalton Kincaid. I think we are gonna go Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy. Just want to get more of him being that deep attack for that offense. It's a big deal. And we'll get the stack with Mahomes. There we go. Worthy Mahomes. Could he be the next Tyreek Hill in the making? Lord, we pray. Lord, we pray. He runs like the wind. Just good for obvious spike weeks. A little bit of a fall there for Mahomes too. 6 picks after ADP. I like that. And we've got good late round opportunity here. We can get Purdy with CMC and Ayuk. We could get Carr with Olave. It's a good situation. Let's take a look. Are we up at 69? We're up at 72. Yeah, so we'd need Monty to fall 3 spots. That would definitely be the combo there for me. Maybe going Kittle and Monty. Is Kittle going to make it to that? 65. Yeah, that's really close. It's really close. Kincaid hasn't gone yet, so that's helping. Yeah, it would be great if we get a little push here from the tight ends. I would love to be able to go Monty and Kittle at that turn, but I think that's too good to be true. So we'll see. We are at 19 picks to go, so a lot of time to monitor the situation here. We have a lot of Ingram. I would say he's a backstop. We have a lot of Ferguson. He's a backstop. If we wanted to, just do it again. Just pop those 2 in there at that ADP as well, because they should both be sitting around as backstops behind those 2 plays. Other top tight ends I've drafted, after those top 3, I mean, it's so weird just because literally what was it, all off season, it's been Jatavian Sanders. Like Jatavian Sanders just sitting right at the top, and now he's all the way down to 13%. That's crazy. Like we were all the way up at like 20% at one point on JT. Big hits, but again, we were like really loading up on Panther stacks, super free, super affordable. Like I said, when I was getting, Deontay Johnson in, what is it, round like 8, 9, 10, like he was getting in massive falls. It was stupid. Yeah, of course you're gonna, build on that. Same difference. Why I have so much Will Levis. Will Levis is my second most exposed QB because I have so much Calvin Ridley. He's my 3rd most. I don't have enough Richardson. I feel like Michael Pittman is my 2nd most exposed wide receiver, and Richardson is, I've only got 7%. It feels a little underweight. But overall, I mean, it's kind of like mid tier with the rest of my QBs, like Jared Goff at 14%, And, it kind of makes him the median, right? Like right there in the middle. You have guys like Sam Howell, literally it says 0.7% to Goff's 14. Seven's right smack dab in the middle. So I guess it's not as bad, but I'd like it to be more. I'd like it to be better. Might be a regret. We'll see. We'll see how long he plays. We'll see if he's healthy this year. Let's see. There's like 8 tight ends in the top 5 this year. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting interesting group to follow. I mean, Kittle last year was just super hit or miss all the time. That was the only thing that he goes off the board right there. He was literally, it's like either tight end 1 or 0 fantasy points, but like 8 pancakes or whatever. Like he would just be a mauler, blocking. Could get Richardson's actually falling in this one. Interesting. No Pittman though. No correlation right now. We might get Monty though. Monty's looking like good odds. We're up in 6. Still feels like it'd be difficult. Maybe we do get more Connor here. Like Ingram, like I said, we have the Ingram and Ferguson backstop. I mean, we have 3 good receivers. Well, we have Xavier where they use a spike week receiver, really, but at least in my opinion, as of today. Yeah, I mean, if I have, commander stacks, I mean, you can always back end build with Sanat and Dimey Brown now. Sanat definitely a better value. Like I said, budding ADP with Zach Ertz. And then you have that trade, Gian Dotson leaving, that opens up opportunities for Diami Brown. It sounds like Luke McCaffrey is farther behind than people thought he was going to be. But obviously, last 6 to 8 games of the season, you got to think the door's open for him to make it, or to have an impact, I should say. Richardson, Pitts, Mixon, Monty. I mean, Monty's the pick here if we can. And I think Let's Get Soupy might get us. Yeah, I think Let's Get Soupy is about to do it because he has no running backs. I think he's going to take Monty. I think that's it. The dream is over. Do it, Soupy. Do it, Soupy. Damn it, Soupy. 5 seconds. Takes Kyle Pitts. Let's ride. Let's go. Philly, you've got to take a receiver here or one of those tight ends. Come on now. Let's be real here now. Let's be honest with ourselves, Philly. Philly D45. Keon Coleman. Attaboy. That's the way, son. Oh, Montgomery. CMC bring back. Bada bing. Let's go. Let's ride. Do we go all in and just get Hollywood? Just kidding. We're not doing that. Ingram or Fergie. Receiver. Ladd, Hollywood, JMO. I think we're going to go more JMO here. Again, get that extra correlation to the Niners and the Lions in Week 17. I know we kind of just did it in the last draft, guys. I know. Jamie, Ingram, very good pick there. I've got 18%. And again, just loading up into that Lions and 49ers Week 17 correlation. The last draft we had Debo and Amon-Ra. This one we've got Ayuk and JMO, and we have CMC and Monty. Feeling pretty good. And it leaves me the opportunity to just go and pair Purdy or Goff with Mahomes. I don't think that we're going to do both. We're no need for that. If we want to, have the best projected team, that's the way to go. But I don't think that's the play. I don't think that's the smart play here, especially with how we have some ground to make up. Like we're in a good position. We're not in a great position. Yeah, we definitely need a good tight end here. We know Ingram's not going to be there. Ferguson went ahead of Ingram. We could be looking at Njoku. That's not bad. Dallas Goedert, I don't love. So we've got some work to do there. I like Freiermuth. I mean, right now Freiermuth's in a position where he could literally be the the guy who has the second most targets on the team. Could get some very good volume there. I'm not really into taking Hawkinson anymore. 3% is just fine for me. Yeah, Komet, Musgrave. It just gets a lot. Not darker back there for tight end. Not so friendly. We got a Juwan Johnson potential bring back with Olave. I like that. Juwan Johnson, someone that I was very high on. To start the year, he was up there. He was number one. Let me see where he's at now. It was only at 7%, and that's like all front loaded. I don't take a lot of Juwan Johnson recently. Let's see here. Olave, Ayuk, Worthy, Williams. We could be in line for another receiver here. Probably receiver tight end combo. I mean, the tight end combo would have to be pretty good for me to be like, all right, yeah. Like if it's Bowers and Njoku, cool, we can do that. But I don't think that's going to be available to us. I don't think that'll fall to us. Brock is at 94, and we're at it's 96, 97. I guess again it could be close. And Njoku's 100. But let's see. This king feller here. This Rob Hood. Let's see. Yeah, we got a couple of guys that need tight ends, so we'll see. We shall see. I was saying I wanted a running back right before the Tony Pollard tier, and it's right here, but again, I just don't think these guys make it back. We do have Jalen Warren kind of staring at us there. We were talking about a Freiermuth pick. That might be interesting. Get a little bit of a bring back with Mahomes. So that would be cool. Shamalama ding dong. Let's see what Rob does here. Important pick. Let's go, Rob. Let's get with it now. 15 seconds here, Rob. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't like this Cortland Sutton fall too. There he goes. There you go, Rob. Good pick, Rob. Way to get in the game here, Rob. Way to get it going here now. Big fat Frank needs a running back. Pick a running back, Frank. Do not pick a tight end, Frank. Three, two, Big Fat Frank. Ramondre Stevenson. Good job, Big Fat Frank. Curtis Samuel. All right. No tight end there. Another dodge. Another bullet. We evaded there. All right. Let's get soupy. Let's take a receiver here. Way after ADP or before ADP, excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Can I interest you in some Josh Palmer? He took Jalen Warren. What a D-bag. Just kidding. I would still prefer this tight end double stack here. I didn't think we were going to have it. I didn't think we were going to get it. I doubted us. I should never have. Oh, do they have the same bye week? Are you kidding me? I can't even do it. They have the same bye week. We'll take more Brock. It's fine. Pivot. Running back right before the Tony Pollard tier. Excuse me. I said we'd do it. There it is. It's done. We get a little Bears, Detroit bring back, week 16. Multiple plans. Always be scheming. Everybody is your friend. Everybody is your enemy. Littlefinger said that right before he got shit cut off. Not fun. But he wasn't wrong. Chaos is a ladder. And I'm here to build some ladders. Let's go. Swift. Dango. Bango. What was that? 9 picks? 9 picks after ADP. All that DeAndre Swift disrespect now. What's that all about now? Seems a bit silly. I got all excited for that Brock and Njoku pairing. Couldn't do it. I like bully tight end. I don't like the double bye week on it. It's just loses some juice, loses some flavor. You know what I mean? I like the build so far, though. Olave, Ayuk, Worthy, JMO. We got that correlation there. You know, we might be able to plug in some late round commandos with Olave. Maybe a Luke Musgrave with Olave, like that. We already have the Bowers bring back, so that's good for week 17. That's nice. Another tiebreaker between him and Njoku. Njoku did have the bring back with Mahomes and Worthy, though, but I'd rather it with my my top guy. Getting angry about losing a bet is the same as getting angry about you being able to predict the future. Yeah, sort of. Sort of. But I predict the future all the time because I get bets correctly all the time. So I should get upset about it because I'm doing it. I'm living it. I'm being it. Let's see. We're up in 16. We should be looking at, looks like Purdy already went. So we should be looking at Goff. Where did Purdy go? Purdy go early? 102. Yeah, Purdy went early. This guy figured it out. Rob Hood. He knows. He knows. He's like, dang, these dudes are going to steal Brock Purdy. And I would have. My next pick was 120. Purdy probably wasn't making it to there, but definitely not in a situation where we're paying up for our second QB right now when we already have Mahomes 6 picks after ADP. I mean, if we had to, we could take this all the way down to round 18 and okay, maybe not round 18, but round 17 and get Derek Carr for sure. But we could take it down to the wire if we really needed to. I would like to take Goff, though, at 120 or 121. That's perfectly fine for me. And then again, just get a little bit more involvement into that week 17 correlation stack. For Mahomes, we'd have Pittsburgh. So we could still be talking about Freiermuth because we're still going to need another tight end. Let's see. Muth is at 133. Do I want to do Muth and Goff? 2, 3, 4, 2. I think I need a receiver here. I think that's the pick. Is it? No. Myers would be nice. Myers would be okay with me. Shucks. Yeah, I'm thinking Myers and Goff here. That's what I'm thinking. 120, 121. Myers is 118. Goff, it looks like he went. I'm just over here talking about how I'm going to take Jared Goff, and someone's just like already taken him. Yep, there you go. It went at 109. No big deal. No big deal. We're good. Yeah, he went at 109. He's ADP's 125. I hope you're all listening. I hope you're stealing my picks. It feels a lot better if that's the case. But that's fine. That's fine. You're messing up with ADP too, guys. You're playing with fate. Be careful. Be careful. Because you're stuck in here with me, not the other way around. Could take some Tyler Lockett if he falls. I don't think he will. These next couple guys need a receiver. Tyler Lockett's that name, brand, value. But we got a little Chicago bring back with the Swift, so I don't mind that. And we don't have a lot of them, only 5% Tyler Lockett, 5%. Small little fall, 3 spots. I wouldn't mind that. Could also just get more Jerome Ford. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Mm-hmm. Let me see something really quick. A little more Tyler Lockett because we need the depth. That's fine. And then I was thinking about Trevor Lawrence and Gabe Davis there, but again, just doesn't feel so original. I've done that combination so many times. Do we want to do a Donnie Mitchell here and go for a flyer? I love a Donnie Mitchell. He's such a field breaker. I wanted to get more of him, and the time that I had timed it was literally right when Josh Downs got hurt. I said to myself, all right, I'm going to start drafting more Donnie Mitchell, and then Josh Downs gets hurt, and then a Donnie Mitchell instantly comes more expensive. And I was so very angry. So very angry. I was like, well, I'm late. Ford even grosser. Grosser? What do you, Ford's amazing. I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Jeff? Appreciate you, brother. Another chat favorite this year. What's your exposure to lob? 3%. Can you see the path of fantasy relevance? Sure. The Raiders backfield in general, I have a ton of, way more than the Rams. Let's see. Zamir White, 15%. Madison, 8. And where is he? Lob, 2. So 10% just from the backups, and then 15% from Zamir. It's a lot. 25% total. Don't have great quarterback play. They're just going to have to run the ball. Ford? What? Yeah, I don't know about those positive yard gains or whatever, but I just look at the tape and he's awesome. I don't know, man. This is number 150, Jeff. This is me maxing out. I just did my last 2. So I did 149 before this. This is 150. Other than this 150, I did, I believe, 35 big boards. So really just using the big board is essentially Best Ball Mania practice, if you will. I know it's not the same. You have 20 rounds versus 18. But, just going with what the biggest contest is available at the time, I guess. So, yeah, 35 and the 150. So we'll be at 185 drafts on Underdog. Mind you, the 150 is, 25 a piece. No big deal. Yeah, exactly. I appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it. And appreciate you riding along with us this season. Again, if you weren't here earlier, Andrew and I will be, partying on Wednesdays, Fridays. Wednesday night on Hump Day, we're going to be doing Battle Royales. On Fridays, we'll be talking our bets. We'll have a gambling show, and we're going to cover a variety of different markets and topics in there. Different variety of guests for both. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we got a long season to go still. Long season to go. Did you see all the tape where Ford just gains 2 yards or less? There's a ton of them. Yeah. Well, hopefully he gets, 500 carries then. Seems likely with Pierre Strong there. Obviously, I also have my Nick Chubb shares too. But the situation is just really good based on his ADP. Even if what you're saying is 100% right, 4% Nick Chubb versus Ford 18%. I'll take 22% one way or the other. A lot of running backs deal with that, short. Oh, 30-yard burst, I trust the player. I definitely don't trust Deshaun Watson. So, in fact, let's take a look at the Browns really quick because, not a lot of Deshaun Watson going on. 3% Watson, right? Mind you, everybody else. 11% Cooper, 10% Njoku, 18% Ford, 3% Judy, 4% Chubb, 3% Watson, 1% Elijah Moore, 1% Deonta Foreman. Where's Jameis Winston? Where is he? I guess I don't have any Jameis. Damn. Finally, God, these guys are taking forever. Let's go. Hurry up. Looks like Pat Fryermuth might make it back to us. That would be dope. As I say that, Rob Hood's going to take him. Rob Hood has been the bane of our draft tonight. Been taking all sorts of shots at us. Go ahead, do it, Rob Hood. Oh, okay. Michael Wilson. All right, sure. All right. That wasn't in my bingo card for Rob Hood there. One of these picks is definitely Muth, and then probably also a running back of this assortment. We've already got CMC, Monty, and Swift. So if we're taking a running back, I'd like Jalen Wright plus Muth here. That's what I would prefer. Jalen Wright and Pat Frymuth. Let's see what happens. Let's roll these dice. Let's get soupy. Let's get soupy. Both these guys need running backs, so that might cause a problem. Josh Downs, okay. Still hurt. Don't get that over him over these other guys, but all right. Chuba Hubbard, appreciate it. So let's see, Jalen Wright and Pat Fryer Muth. All right. We will need another tight end for sure. So let's see. I don't want Noah Fant. Probably try for Juwan Johnson. Probably try for a Juwan Johnson, Derek Carr stack. And the last running back, I just don't care. It could be so many options. So many options. For streaming a best ball, I mean, this is the first that I've done it tonight, so I'm not really sure. I do know that, you know, when I was using the app, I was having like some back and forth issues. Like it seemed like maybe the app was a little bit overloaded. And so I was driving and I would just have like my iPad just kind of on the driver's seat, just kind of open and running it as well. So in case if my phone didn't want to cooperate, I had that to fall back on. We're really ahead of running back right now. I typically don't have this many running backs by this ADP, and it's making me think, like, can I get Jordan Mason here? I mean, I might consider that with my next. I might consider it 166. I think we might be right on time for him, and we just get him. I mean, we would need to take a sixth. Would we? I mean, I don't like doing the double running back with 5. I'm okay doing it, but I don't know. Because we need 3 tight ends. This build probably we also need 8 receivers. So 2, 5, 13. And then that would leave us with 5. Yeah, we would only be able to get 5 running backs. 2, 5, 8, 3. Right. Okay. That's what we would have. We'll see how it plays out. We could just go with those 2 tight ends, but I really would prefer some backup. I think they need some help here. I think they need some help. Brock Bowers and Pat Frymuth. Just saying. Oh yeah. Well, it's the day to do it, man. I mean, we're at 98%. I mean, the contest, for all I know, since I've started this draft, it might be over. Probably not, but where is we at? 98.1. You just can't risk it. You know, trying to bring that 2% into tomorrow. Like you can't do that. But it was filling up really quick. I want to say it was around 96 earlier, maybe even 95 this morning. I'm not sure. I didn't start drafting till the afternoon, but I just know, yeah, I mean, we're all tracking it, you know. One, 4, 6, 2. Might be the time to look at some quarterbacks we could potentially stack other than Carr in case someone else wants to mess with us. What? Did someone take Derek Carr? Oh my God. Oh, there he is. He's just lost in the bunch here. Pick. Definitely not taking running back. We could do something safer and do Cade Otton and Baker at this pick. that's perfectly fine. Or if we want to do, maybe Rodgers and no, Rodgers is gone. I think Rodgers is gone. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is gone, so we can't do that. The Conklin set because I've done Baker and Cade pretty often, but I'm not really concerned about it. We also have a Geno bring back with Lockett. So that leaves some interesting options. If we wanted to do 3 QBs and evade the third tight end, I would prefer to do the quarterback tight end stack, though. I think, damn it, we can't. No, we can't. Okay, no, they do have separate bye weeks. I was going to say, I was like, oh, man, another bye week issue? Come on. No, for some reason, I looked at someone else's line. I was thinking Tampa Bay and the Chiefs had the same bye week. They don't. They don't. So I think that's what we're doing here. I think we're doing Baker and Cade if this goes to plan. Yeah, this guy definitely doesn't need one of them. So all good. Goddard and Ferguson isn't double elite. Get out of here. You'd like to think it is, but it isn't. Come on, bruh. Any day now, bruh. Now we'll do Baker. Now we'll do Cade. Okay. That feels good. Happy with the tight ends now with Bowers, Freiermuth, and Cade Otton. Okay. And do we have an opportunity to get McMillan still? Probably not. He's gone, probably, yeah. Yeah, Mason didn't make it back to me anyways. Let's see this guy. Oh my gosh, I hate it when it does that. This guy doesn't have anything with McMillan. Just a random dart. Okay, 20 picks off. Coming down the stretch here, boys. Last handful of picks. Last 3 picks to be exact of Best Ball Summer. Let's go. I used to. I haven't done it in a while though. I typically do a little more Best Ball hockey or Best Puck. Best Puck. Definitely more active in fantasy hockey this last year. I don't know if it was just because I didn't play fantasy basketball, like regular season fantasy basketball. I feel like I lost a bit of an edge because I feel like when I was betting and I was doing like the best ball drafts and stuff, I was just always tailoring it to, like waivers and trends. And I just felt like I had a better pulse of the players. And in turn, if you have a better pulse of the players in the NBA, I think you have a better pulse of what's going on around the league, the lines, knowing props and stuff like that. Because, the last 2 years I haven't played NBA fantasy, and they've probably been the worst I've done betting with basketball as well. So I've slowed down on that a lot. But 2019 to like 2022, I always had very good success with basketball. So also using Bet Online AG, and their props were like, it's like you're betting in prison. Like you're like, wait, how am I getting this line? Wait, what? But then you see it's like minus 260, something stupid, and you can't parlay it with anything else. Like, make your pick. Like, just like put some money down, guy. Like, all right. Got to risk a lot, but you get some safer numbers on some of those offshore books because they just don't pay attention to all the props. They don't have the faculties to keep up with the demand and the changing markets. They just don't give it a lot of juice, and you can get some safe picks. And then also have to wait like 2 weeks for withdrawals. They have again, it's like betting in prison. But hey, if I could get the efficiency I had from NBA at that time, I'd be betting in prison every day. Guard. Up in 5. 2, 4, 6, 3. Definitely running back and receiver here. Let's see what we're at with receiver. Might be a good time to just double tap and get what we want. Receiver, dead zone. Darius Slayton always just feels like a safe pick right here in this zone of receivers. Go get our last shares of Tyler Boyd. Didn't get any Jordan Whittington. Am I gonna wear that one? Gonna have an egg on my face there? I don't know. Trey Tucker's always an interesting late round pick. Do we want to do that? We're gonna do some Trey Tucker and Dylan Lobb. Oh, we got to get Antonio Gibson here if he falls. Are you kidding? No, we have to get Antonio. 169. Yeah, pick 169 to 192. No, we got to do that. So that was an easy one. Juwan Johnson just staring at me there. Damn. Should have waited. We need a receiver here. Roman Wilson has the bring back to Kansas City, but I have a lot of him. Jalen Wright, Malik Washington. I think that's the pairing, little skinny stack we're going to ride on there. And then, yeah, we definitely need another receiver to close it down. So let's start looking at that. Some late round upside. Like I said, Darius Slayton will always feel comfortable to me right there. I could get 2 weeks out of him at that ADP, and I'm pretty comfortable with that take. Like, Darius Slayton's good for at least 2, maybe 3 wide receiver 1 weeks per season. Just being a deep threat. Let's see. We could work on our 5% Zay Jones. Zay who? Just throw a Justin Watson dart out there. 3 touchdowns last year. 53 targets. Just kidding. Ryan Florney. Go with the real low percentage play with our very last pick. Go get your guys responsibly. I like it. I took 18th round Alec Pierce. Nice. Final BBM. No correlation. Just received a lot of positive camp hype. Yeah. I like it. I like Alec Pierce. He can be a deep threat. Oh, you like it, Jamie, eh? You like that spicy? You like that spicy pick? Is Derek Carr still available? Oh God. I mean, we already have some dart throws at receiver. I mean, Olave, Ayuk, Worthy, Williams. No, we need 8. Damn. It's like, can I convince myself to take Derek Carr? Don't think I can do it. I think we just got to bank on Patrick Mahomes being a top 3 QB again. I think that's what we're going to need. Also, if someone just wanted to put Mike Evans on this team, that'd be great. I feel like Mike Evans is missing from this team. $12 picks, and we have the last pick in this draft too. I like that. Yeah, I've been doing some Drake Mays. I mean, very little, like 3%. KJ is always an interesting click. It was just always tough taking KJ at any time ahead of now because, you needed to make sure that Kendrick was going to hit the pup. They cut Juju. That obviously helps. And now it seems just like it's really anyone's game still. But my money would still be on spending a little bit more ADP on Pop Douglas, on Jalen Polk. I think they are worth it because they're still both like really cheap still. Let's see. Wow, I have 2% Troy Franklin. Shame on me. Trey Tucker. I really like Trey Tucker. Do we have any? Yeah, we can work with Trey Tucker because we have what is it? Bowers and Olave. That plays into our week 17 correlation. Would have liked to have had another Raider. Do we have Bowers? Yeah, we have Bowers. Yeah, we'll do Trey Tucker. We're good. We're good. We're fine. We're doing Trey Tucker. We're making Trey Tucker happen. And if someone takes Trey Tucker for me in this one, you know that they're sniping here. You just know it. Wide receiver musical chairs in New England. Polk seems quite overvalued. I have none of him. I mean, I think I pulled it up earlier. We'll do it again, but the Patriots I have are all pretty low in general. Like Ramondre, 5%, Polk, 3, Douglas, 4, Henry, 3, Gibson, 7, and we took Gibson in this draft. 2, May, 3, Baker. It's all just sprinkles. Osborne, 1. Just sprinkles. No one over 5% feels pretty good. Obviously, in totality, we're at an okay number, but compare that to the Bills. Let's look at the Bills. Allen, 7, Kincaid, 5, Cook, 7, Coleman, 9, Samuel, 12, Shakir, 17, Ray Davis, 4, Dawson Knox, 1. Same amount as KJ Osborne. Let's go. Excels during OTAs and minicamp. Bazinga. That's it. That's 150. All right. Go home. Get out of here. Get to bed. Now we wait for football. Just kidding. Appreciate you guys all following along this year. It's been absolutely awesome. We'll review this last team here. Let's hit the old refresh button. So we've got Patrick Mahomes, Baker, Mayfield, both a little bit after ADP. 6 picks for Mahomes, 3 picks for Baker. CMC, Monty, a couple picks after ADP. Swift was at 9 picks after ADP. Jalen Wright right on time. Super big fall for Antonio Gibson, 169, falling to pick 192. Love that. Just, again, swaying in the wind, falling into my lap. Thank you. Chris Olave right after ADP. Brandon Ayuk right at ADP. Xavier Worthy before ADP. J-Mo before ADP. Tyler Lockett right at. Adonai Mitchell right at. Malik Washington way before ADP was at 7, 12 picks ahead of ADP for Malik Washington. Trey Tucker right on time at 216. Bowers right on time. A little bit of a dip for Freiermuth. That's cool. And we paid up for Kate Otten again with that Tampa stack, but that feels good. Just being able to get to some correlation for the backup QB. Again, would have liked to have gone, with Purdy. Someone paid up for him. Get that. Totally understand. Carr would have been nice, but again, we wouldn't have had any other opportunities for, getting maybe tight end stacking, or it may have been a little bit more difficult. So feel good about it. Feel good about it, guys. Again, appreciate everybody following along and riding with us this summer. A big thank you, from Andrew and the FanSpeak team as well. Looking forward to, your continued support, all the banter, in the chat, all the good vibes in the community, and, profiting together, learning together, going through this experience with Best Ball. We all figure out what works for us, what we get right, what we get wrong. And now we get to have all that fun, going forward as the season starts. Oh, I landed on this guy. Oh, my heart's broken. This guy, is hurt. I had, 15%. Oh, I'm crushed, whatever. Now we're really in, the roller coaster, right? We were in the maze of drafting, right? All summer long, sitting on our phones, clicking under the hot sun. God damn, when are we going to get to ride this roller coaster? Next Thursday and Friday. Viva Brazil. Viva Brazil. Giddy up, as Jamie and Kramer would say. Giddy up. Let's go. All right. Take care. Be well. Be good, everybody. Again, that is it for the regular season. We'll see you next week when we're talking week 1 of the NFL. Later, everybody.